How are you?
Yeah, I'm very good. Where are you in the world?
I'm in Massachusetts.
In Massachusetts. Great.
Yes. Yep.
All
I'm
right.
I love your Rocky poster there.
Yeah, I
My
try to
my 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 old friend.
Michael, I'm waiting for a 1408 poster. I'll give you my address if you want. I mean, Michael, I feel like we should start playing We've Only Just Begun at the beginning of this interview. It's
Yeah,
very
okay,
appropriate.
that's great.
Very
Uh,
appropriate.
yeah, you have great some good films there. Gladiator, good. Yeah, I'm in LA actually, so the sun is shining outside as you can see.
Very beautiful. And one of the things that I before we get to the film, like just
Mm.
looking at your career, honestly, just looking at your filmography, I almost want to call you Mr. Underrated because you do a lot of special projects that I feel like should be like 1408 is a classic. Like how this is in like everyday conversation. Like my movie buddies, we get it. Like,
Mm.
but
Mm.
and there's millions of people that love it, but I feel
Mm.
like it
Mm.
should be so much more popular. It is awesome, just an awesome movie.
It's it's great to hear, and I really appreciate what you're saying. I know I'm very aware now. I mean, the film, just in recent time, it's so much about that film again. It's sort of it never stops, and that's great. Underrated or not, I don't know. But fact is that the film have this following, as you say, and I'm very happy about that, obviously.
Yeah, and the one thing that we always joke about was like I went to go rewatch it knowing that we're going to speak, right? And I'm
Mm.
confused because I remember the ending of 1408, Mike making it out. But I don't think you were thrilled with it, or I don't say thrilled. You had there's an ending now that I wasn't that I must have misremembered, an alternate ending. And I think altogether, I think there's maybe four endings. So
Well, no, no, no. That's not exactly correct. I mean, the thing is that we shot the ending, the theatrical ending in the room that you probably saw originally. Is
right,
he
right.
gets out and he plays the tape recorder and he hears his daughter and his wife is there and they hear it together and and it's that ending. What we did was that we shot another ending just to experiment with where he dies. Samuel Jackson come to the funeral with some stuff, and suddenly Samuel Jackson see Cusack sitting in the back seat as a burnt out corpse,
And the
and he,
daughter's in the back, right? The
uh,
daughter's in the rearview mirror in
well,
the back.
yeah, or
Yeah, yeah.
some girl is in the back, yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Cusack in the back. That and we tested both this ending, and what happened was, which I was happy with, that the audience really they liked the ending that became the theatrical ending because um, it was more satisfying emotionally. It was a bit the other
Right.
ending with Sam Jackson and the review mirror, that was very effective. It was a great jump scare. It was it was it was slick. It was okay, but the emotional ending was the one that audience really liked. So we chose that one. And then when I did a DVD they call it director's cut. They put in
Right.
deleted scenes and they put in that ending. So that's the story about that.
Gotcha.
So the ending we had that's the ending that we shot originally, and the one that I think is also, I agree with the audience that that's the one that is most satisfying.
Michael, how important is the audience feedback like that? Because I remember when the Shawshank Redemption came out, they were going to cut the movie on the where the bus is driving away. They were never going to show the beach scene where they hug, right? Because that's the scene
Yeah.
that really puts the bow tie on this wonderful movie.
Mm.
But the audience said, "Are you kidding me? Like, if you cut that, I think it was like 95% or 99% of the
Mm.
audience was like, we've got to see this ending." How
Mm.
important as a director, Michael, is that type of feedback from the audience?
You can learn a lot. You have to be careful, obviously, because you get, if you show a film for 400 people in a test screening, you get 400 different opinions. But and that could be, but if 400 people have a problem understanding a certain thing, then you should take that seriously. If you can easily fix that, so these 400 people, you don't have to sort of worry about that. It could be a stupid thing or a simple thing, like some information that doesn't come through, or a misunderstanding that you seen the film 1,000 times, you get it, but suddenly you realize, oh, okay, that's unclear. Let's just fix that. So people don't worry about it. little things like that to obviously bigger things. I mean, sometimes they say, I mean, when the audience, if you have a test screening or something, I think I wish they got married, in the end. That's a problem because, we
Mm.
we can't do that. They're not getting married in the end. Blah blah blah, and or I don't like that character because I think he's you can't change that, but you can change things, or you can make things take unnecessary fix unnecessary issues that the audience might have. When it comes to endings and so on, yes, I mean studio executives and studio people, they can be more like stressed out about. We had a lot of test screenings on 1408, and obviously there was a lot of discussions, and people felt this and people felt that, and it's a process. It's not always the most fun you have as a film director, sitting in those screenings and then have post-mortem with studio people, and it
That
could
seems
be.
like the most. That seems like the most unfun part is having like
Yeah,
after you think you've got what you like, then you have other people giving their 2 cents, right? Like
yeah, yeah.
that seems frustrating to me.
Yeah, you have to protect your thing. And 1408 was, we ended up with the film we wanted to make in the end, but it is always a process.
Yeah, it's an all-time favorite. And I was just quickly looking at some of your other things, like Bloodline. The episodes you did were just so well done.
Thank you.
The right, but
Mm,
just a lot of great things. So I want to hop into Slingshot, which I absolutely love. I have to tell you, Michael, I get a lot of screeners. Many
mm,
are very difficult to make my way through. I watched
right.
this one. I watched this one twice. Um,
Thank you.
but before I get into the plot and some people,
Mm.
my God, was I blown away by Stephen Tum's amazing score.
Thank you, thank
Holy
you, thank you. I will
cow.
thank you. I will tell Stefan is a brilliant. He's a frigging genius composer, and I've been working with Stefan now in a couple of movies, and he came from Lorne Balfe, and Lorne Balfe is
Yeah.
it's a bigger name, and I worked with Lorne on Outside the Wire, a Netflix movie I made, and then we made Slingshot, and Lorne was very busy, but I said, I have this guy. He's really talented. I can produce it, but I need to do this other. He was doing, Mission Impossible or something like that. And Stefan, who lives in Germany, came in. Brilliant guy. So thank you for pointing that out. I will tell him. He will be very happy. He's so ambitious and such a nice person as well.
Boy, his music just adds to that story. Oh my, it was just like
Yeah,
such a special moment that the last 20 minutes of that movie, wow, like just
yeah,
blown away. And I wish I said that more, but I don't. So that's a
yeah,
kudos
mm,
to you and everybody involved.
yeah.
So we talked about 1408 earlier. It's very eerie, Mike and John's stories, right? It's
Mm,
a very I almost so I have to tell you, in the last 2 months, I've had two tests on my heart. One was an MRI where you go into the tunnel. It's very claustrophobic, right? And the other one is very similar. It's a CT scan, very claustrophobic. And I have to tell you, I felt that way watching Mike and John. Like especially
mm,
like John, I felt like I'm getting tested again. I'm like, he goes from this hibernating to like this hell it's just like a
mm,
cycle. And
mm,
I
mm,
felt so bad for this poor. By the way, Casey Affleck, it would not surprise me if he was nominated for an
mm.
Academy Award. That's how wonderful this performance is. But just talk about that, whatever you wanted to add.
You look, what can I say? You're right about that. I mean, Casey is one of the most brilliant actors of his generation, I think. And we have seen that in many films. He's not doing 1,000 movies, but so I sent out the script. Me and the producer Richard Sepsin sent out the script to some agents that had good actors' names that we like. And very, very, very quickly, I get a call from Casey Affleck, who I didn't know from before personally, and said, "I read this. I really, do something about it. I really like it. And can we talk about it?" So we did. He came on board quickly, which was great, obviously. And Casey Affleck, perfect. And then we got also very quickly Lawrence Fishburne, and we had a movie. We had two brilliant actors for these parts, and so I had an opportunity to work with Casey before the shoot a little bit together with the writer Nathan Parker. So which well, sometimes actors are too busy, they're out shooting things. But we had time to sit here in Los Angeles and talk about the character and the script, and with Nathan, and we did some adjustments, and Casey, I mean, he's a very he is a writer, he's a director, he's doing all these things and understands the process. So it was great to work with him and get the chance to prepare properly before we actually shot the film.
Yeah, there's a movie out there that's called Insomnia. It was a Christopher Nolan movie where Al Pacino just can't sleep and he looks tired through the whole movie. Boy, does Casey Affleck remind me of that. He looks like he's exhausted from start to finish. I mean, not many actors could pull it off because you feel for this guy. My God, the hell he is going through. I got to be careful what I say because I don't want to say too much, but you see what he goes through, and it's like this man's in his own personal hell.
Yeah. Yes, it is. It is a journey. Just we talked about 1408. It have similarities there with Cusack's character in this very sort of small space. But it is a journey, and it is definitely an inner journey. And it's he portrays. I mean, you're a director. You can direct so much, but you're not a magician. An actor needs to bring whatever magic those great actors have. That's what you hope for. That's what you want. They bring that to the characters and to the dinner, and Casey and Lawrence and the other actors, they really did that. They showed up.
I'll tell you this, Emily was unbelievable. Like I was not ready for that.
No. Thank you for saying that too, because now we talk about this guy. So obviously, I worked with Emily on Outside the Wire. She had a little part there with Anthony Mackie a couple of years before, and I really, really liked working with Emily. And she's a brilliant actress, UK actress for you who don't know her from before. And she is also in my Scandinavian film that I just made called Stockholm Bloodbath. So I had. That I think that says a lot when I casted her in three films in a row. But thank you for pointing out. Her part is very, saying that. I think when I read the script the first time, I also saw it very much as a love story or a film about lost love, about loss, and I think Emily portrays that brilliantly. They together, they have this very sort of complicated relationship. Obviously, it's not a simple love story; it's something else. And she definitely had the intelligence to bring that on.
Do you believe that she sincerely loved him, Michael? Do you believe that there was love there, or were there other motives? I mean, like I said, I'm trying to dance around some plot things, but
yeah, no, look, yes, I no, I think for the audience you can see it. Look, I think love is, as we know, is an extremely complicated thing and a very individual thing. I think the film asks those questions: what is love? What is loss? And what is all of that? What's in your mind? Jealousy and conspiracy theories, and that people can end up in, when it comes to close relationships, and especially love. Relationships between a man and a woman, or a man and a man, or a woman and a woman. But you know what I mean. It's all there. It's in the film. Right or wrong. What's going on. We don't know what is. He's fighting all this. He's fighting his demons.
yeah, and I wonder how soon into that mission he regretted walking away from her. Because I mean, it's almost like it wasn't. They don't tell you it's a one-way mission. Right. But it's almost like I feel like assumed from that. So when you're walking away from her, you're kind of saying goodbye forever. And I think when he has these dreams, it's just so beautiful to see the passion and love. And I think that the missing of this person that he loves, this being, I don't know, man, that touched the spot with me. I love that. I loved watching that.
Again, I'm so happy to hear you saying these things about the film, because that's in there, and that's what you hope that an audience member like you self will feel or see, and otherwise the film won't work. That's the meat and bone of this story, and you point at that. So all of this pieces of the puzzle is important, obviously, for what creates John and his journey and his inner struggles.
A few more questions for you, Michael, and
Sure.
thank you for all this time. You know, I look at your work in like Derailed and this movie, other movies. It's amazing the cast quality and the cast chemistry you managed to get. Like it's like wow. Like even like we talked TV with Bloodline, like that's amazing too. And you know, Derailed, we talked, you know, the Rite 1408. I mean, my God, what's the secret to that, Michael? I mean, you're getting some heavy hitters working together, and it comes with a great product at the end.
I think, yes, thank you again for saying that. I think if I'm good at something, I think I'm good at making actors feel safe and watched before there is an audience to watch them.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm good at that. I think I'm good at sort of create an atmosphere with an actor and between actors that is joyful. It's hard work. We all work hard, but it's joyful and where everybody is respected and feel that they are allowed to be part of it. And I always make sure they know who is running this ship. But um, uh, uh, I never had any. I was thinking while I'm talking to you, I never had any like big issues or dramas with any actor I worked with. And I worked with, as you point out, some big stars or some um, uh, uh, less famous ones or whatever. But I enjoy that. I'm not afraid of actors. I enjoy going up in the morning and confront the day and work together with them to create this character. So I think they feel that, and I think they enjoy, hopefully enjoy the process that I take them through.
Yeah, Slingshot's a terrific movie. It's very much its own thing. The last thing I wanted to say to you was in 1408, the one scene that you kill me with every time as a father, it kills me.
Yeah.
I break up every time I see it when I rewatch it, is when the daughter comes down and she turns into dust and he realizes he's still in the room, much like John's personal hell. That
Mm.
is hell. And
Mm.
boy, I tell you, you are
Mm.
so talented at creating these wonderful pictures, Michael. And I'm so excited to see what the future holds for you because people love your movies. I love your movies. And to be able to talk to you and tell you that means a lot to me. So thank you
Yeah.
for this.
Well, thank you. Look, I'm not kidding you. I so much appreciate what you said, and I take that. I take that in. So thank you very much.
Yeah. Slingshot, it's absolutely a must see. And I think people are going to love this movie. And I'm glad we got a chance to share this moment. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you. Talk next time. Thank you.
Yep,
Take care.
absolutely.